So that's how she's victimized by Epstein. But didn't necessarily implicate Clinton for whatever reason.
And this picture in and of itself, again, I took it contextually with everything else Bill has done, and like this guy intimately.
He's a diseased person, no question.
But
really, you think?
I think Clint's like kind of scumbag. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a scumbag. Ooh. Yeah, for sure. But this picture, if you just look at this picture and it's a random dude, you're like, whatever. He's getting a back rub. Who cares?
Right.
What? What's up, Al?
No. I mean, he cheated on his wife, so he's bad.
That makes somebody bad?
I'm tired of PC Alex.
Yo.
No, what are you talking about? You just said he's a scum of a person. And at first I was like, eh.
Oh, okay. I get you now. Okay.
Fix it.
But that don't make you bad if you cheat.
Yeah. I just think there's enough smoke that he's probably a scumbag.
But why does it make you bad?
Have you promised not to?
I understand a man can cheat.
I don't know if that makes you bad. I don't think that's one thing. I don't think one single act defines you as a human being.
Yeah, that's true.
There's just so many acts and then so many other accusations. He's got to be. My conclusion is he's almost certainly a scumbag.
Yeah, I just don't want us to be the guys that are like defining people.
Oh, you cheated once, you're a piece of shit. Yeah. We're not gonna do that.
You rape once, then you could be a piece of shit.
Yeah.
But like cheat once, I don't know if that defines you as a bad person for life.
Yeah.
And I think they have the Will and Jada situation.
Yeah, probably.
100%.
Yeah. So it's like,
son, they only had one kid. Like that to me says a lot.
like
that says a lot. You only got one kid, bro. Like that means y'all are onto some different shit. I think literally they had the kid because they're like, listen, we want to run for president or we want to be like political figures, and it's gonna look weird if we don't have a child.
In their case, I believe that.
Kid.
I don't believe that most people with only kids are weird, but for their case, yeah.
I think people with like extreme wealth
and power
that only have one kid, like
I can see.
How you only got one kid? Like I got 2 dogs.
Yeah, and I agree.
Right? Like once you want to have plenty, like if you have the ability, you have the time, and you have the help,
especially running for president.
How much kids?
when you were,
what's she doing? She walking around the White House giving tours. Bitch, have some kids. Man, look at these Drakes. They've been around here since fucking Tom Sawyer was alive.
She's giving tours like she decorated the shit.
That's her job. That's that bitch's job.
Yeah,
when you're the first lady, you give tours to the motherfucking White House.
Yeah.
Take them to the kitchen. Get them an affogato.
Plate of cookies.
Played what?
She gives them cookies.
Give them cookies, bitch.
Son, you be capping, son.
What do you mean?
Before you even got your second dog, you were already plotting to get rid of the first one.
I'm still getting rid of that little motherfucker. But then now that I've had 2, I'm like, all right, it's okay. I got this. I can do it. Now, I question George Clooney. George Clooney, damn near 50 years old before he has some kids. The fuck you doing, bro? Smoking guys' cocks. All right, guys, look, let me tell you something. It's important to have hard dick, okay, especially during this quarantine. So what are you going to do? You're going to get the hardest dick possible, and that is with Blue Chew. It's not a game out there, all right? I know you and your girl are bored of having the same old sex, so why don't you have harder dick sex, all right? Alex even said his shit grew. It gets wild, but BlueChew.com, you can get the hardest dick that you can possibly imagine. Same active ingredients as in Viagra, Cialis, all that good stuff. And then you can deliver the goods to that new girl that you want to impress when you hook up with, to your old girl that you want to shake things up with, or to the girl that you're dating currently, you want to give her the ride of her life. BlueChew.com. Use the promo code Andrew. That's right. Use the promo code Andrew, and you know what you're going to do? You're going to get that shit free. All you got to do is pay $5 shipping. Free hard dick, get it delivered. Let's get back to the show. Now, I question George Clooney. George Clooney, damn near 50 years old before he has some kids. The fuck you doing, bro? Smoking guys' cocks. That's weird. You have all the money in the world, all the time in the world. All you do for a living is memorize lines and repeat them, and you don't want to have some kids.
I think George Clooney's out there fucking
guys.
Nah,
I think that's guys.
But what about Leo? Leo in his 40s, probably, right?
He's up there.
He's in his 40s.
But
Leo got a condition, maybe, bro.
I look at it like, yo,
what?
He might got a condition, bro.
What do you think it is?
Cocksucking syndrome? CSS?
Yo, it might be. No, I don't think Leo's gay. Like he smokes too many girls out to be gay.
Pole
but like
smoker's lung?
Something's weird, bro. Like you're damn near 50 years old and you're just smoking out 18-year-olds.
I've thought about it. I think they want to get to a place in life where it's like, all right, I never have to work again, and so that way I can actually be one of those parents that take care of the kids.
He's
and not just
there. The guy's worth 500 mil.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
They've been there.
Now he's felt that he's done everything he wants to do, so now he could just focus on raising the children and not have a bunch of nannies raising the kids.
So do it, bro.
You don't
have
think
some
George
fucking
Clooney
kids.
got nannies?
Nah, I mean, I think there are parents
think
that
they were
want
like
to
this-
actually raise their kids.
I think they were like,
know it's
I'm not
foreign
getting
for white
married.
people,
Fuck
but-
that.
Nah,
She's just gonna
son.
take half my money. And then they got older and they got tired of fucking everybody, and they were like, all right, let me just get married.
You're weird, bro. Not you, but like if you have a crazy amount of money, and the ability to have pretty much any girl, and you don't have any kids, there's something weird about you, bro. You either went through extreme trauma, like maybe he was one of those like Hollywood kids that got raped up a lot and shit, and like now he doesn't want to have kids because he's terrified that could happen to them. Then I would totally understand that, 100%.
Wait, he doesn't have any? Clooney?
No, I'm not talking about Clooney. I'm talking about Leo. Clooney gay to me, but Leo, he gay to me. Come on, bro, you gay, bro. Like you rich, successful, you don't have kids.
I think he does have kids.
No,
Yeah,
Clooney
that's
has two.
Yeah.
With the Save the World girl he got.
So that's what I'm saying. Why is he gay? He got
He's
two.
gay.
Because he waited
But he
too
got
long.
two.
Waited too long. You still gay, bro. You waited too long. Nah, you waited. Son, I'm damn near gay myself. I'm 36, come up on 37. I ain't got no kids.
I'm just saying, guys, if you a healthy 50, if you're a healthy
I'm
50,
wearing
it's
ombre
fine.
shirts. There's some sparkles in it.
Yeah, your legs
I'm
are
sitting like
crisscrossed.
this.
Sitting like a fucking croissant.
What's going on over here? Someone put some chocolate in me.
I ain't see the sparkles in the shirt. That shit is,
I'm just saying,
right.
this is what happens when you get old. You don't have no kids, bro. You are gay.
But
I don't believe young dudes are gay, even if they are.
So you meet a 20-year-old guy is like, yeah, I'm super gay.
But then he might
Gay is
have
like
a kid with a girl,
Alzheimer's. That
bro.
shit kicks in as you get older.
That shit does kick in, dogs. It is, bro. You start forgetting you like girls, dog.
Oh, you forget?
Yeah, it's like Alzheimer's. It's just for older people.
It is, though. Anyway, look, point is, Leo got something wrong with him, bro. And he could have a traumatic childhood. He was in fucking Hollywood, probably doing crazy shit at 13 years old. Like, he's had experiences with women. I bet you Leo's had experiences with women where he's like, how could I bring a woman into this world? Like, every girl he's with is probably trying to use him in some way. He probably got some trust issues and all that kind of shit. And he don't want to marry or be with some regular looking chick because he's had the baddest looking bitches on the fucking planet for the last 30 years straight. Mm-hmm. So he's in a precarious situation. That being said, like, there's something wrong with you if you don't want to like make life, bro. You want to make life and like helps that life become what?
Is it anything more than just like not wanting to compromise your lifestyle?
Yeah, that's what I'm
something
saying.
wrong with you, bro.
How?
Like, you that selfish?
No, but maybe he just wants to wait. George
Till
Clooney
when?
waited.
Till when? Leo's 45 years old.
All right.
Tell those girls stop wanting to fuck you.
I'm mad you know Leo's exact age. Son, you clocking this gay motherfuckers.
Listen, TikTok, bro. TikTok, bro. TikTok goes the clock.
And he knows about TikTok because that's where he gets his girlfriend.
Yo, that's a fact. I'm being serious,
So
bro.
what's the age cutoff? Like, if you don't have a kid, by what age you're gay?
36.
Wait, aren't you 36?
Wait, what? Wait, huh? Nah, 45. 45.
So if he don't pop one out this year,
45.
I would say 50.
that's what I
Yo,
say.
son,
50
y'all
more.
don't think it's weird? Like, I'm not
For
talking
a-
about gay. I'm talking about
for a
extreme. It's
man-
not gay. Like, there's like, it could be just extreme selfishness. Like, there's something odd that you don't want to do the number one thing you're put on this planet
Yeah, no,
to
that's
do.
odd. There's something
That's not
odd
odd
about
to
it.
y'all?
No, I agree with you. Now we're on board. You're saying gay only.
Yeah, that's
before.
what I'm saying.
Gay
Gay
or
and
rape.
rape.
When I
It's
use
a
the
big
word
jump
gay,
from gay and rape to selfish. Like that's the leap you made.
yo, son, that shit is close to me, bro. I don't know what to tell you. It's a different lily pad, but you could get there.
That's actually a good
So it's a
point.
different pond out this bitch.
Sometimes if I see two gay guys that look way too similar, I'm like, yo, that's kind of narcissistic.
Yeah.
You're just trying to fuck you?
You like you.
Yeah.
That's gay.
And selfish, kind of.
Yo, Mark
selfish.
trying to throw the lily pad into your pond? It ain't. That shit in a
Nah,
different city, yo.
Okay, we could agree that human beings are put here,
Yes.
just like any other animal,
Yes.
to, it's a word that
Procreate.
starts with R-E.
Rip nuts?
Rip.
Is that what you're trying to say?
No, to procreate, right?
Yeah.
You choose not to procreate. Something's off.
Yeah. I
If
agree.
a rhinoceros,
But how do we know he chose? He's only 45.
it's a lot of time.
So,
It's a lot of time.
Who is Leo with right
Son,
now?
you think I want to be working 80 hours a week?
okay, what does that have?
If I had 300 million in the bank, I'm not working no 80 hours a week.
What would you be doing?
I'm filling my girl up with You know what I'm saying? But your boy gotta fucking work right now. So I could grind, I could create this lifestyle, and I can create some security for the both of us so we can have some fucking kids.
And then when you have kids, you're not going to work as hard?
Fuck no.
And that's my point. Maybe he
When I have kids, I'm putting my time into them little motherfuckers.
Yeah, so
bruh.
maybe he wants to be one of those type of dads that he puts all his time into his kids. But right now he still wants to work and make some more movies.
It's
like,
enough movies. It's
but
enough.
You know how some people may
It's
look
enough.
at some
Al,
people
it's
may
enough.
look at the money you have and be like, yo, that's good. You should be able to raise a family right now. And you're like, no, there's mad other stuff I want to do. Maybe there's mad other stuff he wants to do.
No, it's enough.
Oh,
It's
shit.
enough.
Al giving it to you right now, bruh. Al giving it to you right
Yeah,
now.
there we go, baby.
Al, you keep
I
giving
like
it to
this.
that guy.
I like this.
Al giving it to you right now,
Yo, you
dog.
brown and
Smell
black
something
connect,
bad.
baby.
That shit was beautiful.
Yeah, get with it.
I don't know how you respond to that.
Like,
dog.
when you're watching this, play the video back because Andrew's face was unbelievable, bro. Unbelievable.
What I do with my face?
Oh, yo, you just saw some stank shit,
You know
bro.
what I'm
That's
saying?
unbelievable.
First of all, that argument is super gay.
Mad
Oh,
selfish.
he has dreams. He wants to do things.
Yeah,
Gay.
whatever. That's super gay. That's, first of all, what is your argument? He wants to make more movies after he made all them movies?
Oh, he wants
Maybe
to
he just wants to
act.
do more stuff. Maybe he wants to be
What
more.
else he want to do? What else he want to go? Go to San Tropez?
Isn't he the motherfucker who wants to give water to Africa or some shit like that?
Say again?
Water
That's
to
Bill
Africa.
Gates, Al.
One of these
You
motherfuckers
should
wanna
know.
do shit
You
like
got some
that.
thirsty ass ancestors out there. And white people trying to give us some goddamn water, okay? You're not even sending water to Flint. yeah. Who's spinning now? No, but for real, I'm upset at you
Go ahead.
because you're supposed to be on the side of having children.
I am
And
on
you're
the side of
supporting
having
this
children.
heathen.
No, I'm on the side of having
No,
children.
you're not.
But his argument was so fucking beautiful.
What was his argument?
Son, I couldn't even
Beauty.
understand. I was
Yeah,
mesmerized
you don't remember
by
it. You don't remember it.
I was mesmerized
You don't
by
remember
He said he
it.
still has things he wants to do.
Like what?
Yo, somebody could look at you. This is actually what it was. He said
Yeah,
somebody
yeah,
could look
yeah.
at you and say, you got enough money, have some kids. But
Okay.
you think, no, I don't.
No, I don't
this
have
and this and
enough
this.
money.
Somebody looking at Leo thinking you got enough money, and he's like, no, I don't.
No.
'Cause my circle got more money.
Nah, you gotta
I
have
don't
20
have enough
million
money.
a kid. That's how it works.
20 million a kid? I
Yeah.
think that's excessive.
I think that's my rule.
I think that's a lot. That's a lot. Look,
That's a 24-year-old talking.
Yeah. Wait, are you 24?
23.
23. That's a young buck.
God damn,
That's a
yeah.
young buckaroo.
Yeah.
He got his whole life ahead of him.
Yeah, that's a reasonable goal for him.
Yeah. Okay, now listen, we out here grinding. Grind time. Work. Okay? Lou, what's his name? Leo. Leo already worked. He already grinded. He got hundreds of millions in the fucking bank. He's good to go. Have some fucking kids already.
Son, he hangs out with billionaires, yo.
Yo, you close to
I hung
fucking
out with
money.
billionaires.
Chump
They
change.
don't make me want to be a billionaire. I've hung out with hundreds of millionaires. They don't make me want to be a 100 millionaire. I know what I need.
All right, and he knows what he needs.
And his needs are different.
His needs are guys.
But also, how much time do you have to spend with your kids?
We're disagreeing about 5 years here. Realize Andrew's saying 45, we're saying 50. Mark, you're gay.
Yeah, Mark's gonna have
a
the
minute.
first kid out of
Oh,
all
wait a
of
minute.
us.
You
real
said
talk.
50?
Yeah.
50.
Yeah. 50, then I'm looking at your little
Yo, let me take it back. Nah, let me take that back. Hey. Let me take that back. Let me reel that in a little bit. I agree, 50.
Okay.
Hey, everybody listening right now. Hey, I didn't understand what they were arguing, and that's probably my bad because I wasn't listening while I was thinking about the next thing I wanted to say. Okay? That's probably true. All that being said, I agree. 50 is reasonable. 45, do you?
Drew McIntyre. Anytime, any place, any. Drew McIntyre. Anytime, any place, anywhere, buddy. Let's get it on.
My dad had me at 40. My dad had my brother at 45. So I agree with you. 50 is the cutoff. If Leo don't have a little settle down action going by 50, then we start to go da da da. What up, people? You just watched a clip from our weekly Patreon episode. You can support the flagrancy. You can support this unapologetic, unfiltered, uncensored content that we drop weekly on our Patreon at patreon.com/flagrant2. You want to go join?
You should, because it's the top 10 Patreon in the fucking world. That's right, for good reason. Go check out why at patreon.com/flagrant2. All right, peace.
Follow the Instagram bitches. Yang Monkey.
Last night, I had a very uncomfortable situation.
Where, at the club?
Yeah.
What happened?
I did that.
He's laughing right now. I already, it's got to be.
Dude, I did stand up. I did stand up on the spot.
Yeah.
With Jeremiah. I'm leaving. I'm about to walk out scot free. We had a great time. Go do another spot. Everything is going to be great. Laugh Factory. And Emily at the store goes, hey, do you want to do a spot in the main room? Joey's on it. Burr's on it. Greg Fitzsimmons on it. I was like, hell yeah. Of
course.
And we're walking through the main room. And she goes, yeah, you know, it's like it's a benefit for people on the spectrum. And I'm like, hold on, is like retarded people here? Like, what's going? Because I just don't. I was like, I'll just pass. I don't know exactly how.
With all the younger players as well to see, okay, what are they looking like? How long is it going to take them to go? Ike Hilliard, the new wide receivers coach.
I was going to bring this up. I didn't know if you wanted to talk about it.
Oh, yeah, man. That's my guy, man. Former, that's my guy from Buffalo, man. But, I mean, he was talking on Chase Claypool. He was talking about how he expects him to have a big role. But he also said that he expects how this offseason has went. But he said there isn't going to be an excuse with it at all. But I think this is going to be a great opportunity for that wide receiver room, and especially with Ike being the guy.
It was interesting whenever I saw that quote because he said, I think Claypool's going to play and he's going to find a role in this offense, it's kind of like a bold take whenever you're saying that for a rookie right off the bat. At the same time, he was providing some context and saying, like, it doesn't really matter where you're drafted. If Claypool was drafted in the second round compared to some of the other receivers that were drafted before him, as long as he does those things. And that's the thing. You see the quote that was on internet. It was like, he's gonna play, he's gonna have a role, whatever it was. It was definitely buffered with him saying beforehand. If you look at the full quote, and this is something I don't normally do. I just look at the headline.
I'm actually surprised by this right here, man.
I know, and because what he said beforehand was basically like if he does the right things, if he works hard,
he'll be able to get in.
If he gets the opportunities and takes advantage of the opportunities, then he'll be playing a lot. So yeah, if all those things happen, obviously anyone's gonna be playing a lot.
But they definitely hit you with the headline. Oh, he's gonna have a role. Like the only reason for me why I never had to worry about the headline because I still do Steelers radio show and we changed our time limit. So when he was doing the audio, like the interview portion of it, we were actually getting that, like having to broadcast it live on our show and stuff like that. So it was cool to be like, okay, I'm hearing this as it plays out. Okay, this is pretty cool. I like it so far. So far, so good. But man, when I think of just Ike in general and what he's gonna bring to that group, dude, you got to think about it. He's a guy that's going to be able to relate to every single person in that room, whether you're Juju or whether you're Chase Claypool or even if you're Deontay Johnson. You talk about a guy Ike, who came in as a 7th overall pick, played in New York, played in a Super Bowl. You talk about media attention. You talk about hype. For me, when I think of Juju, I think of all the attention surrounding him. I always think about how does he handle that? How does he still prepare and make sure he's good to go? Ike is a guy who's going to be able to help you firsthand with that. Then you think about a guy that's a big body guy, just like Chase Claypool is. It's like, yeah, I can teach you about, hey man, when it's big, okay, what you need to do, how do you need to come in and out of your routes and stuff like that, work ethic. You talk about a guy like Deontay Johnson, who's kind of on the brink of becoming a star. He can help you with that as well, man. I think everything that he brings to the table from his playing experience is huge, but then also I think of his coaching experience. He's worked with the guy, Stevie Johnson in Buffalo, who's coming off with 3,000-yard seasons back-to-back. Juju only had 2 at the time. So he understands, okay, when you're coming into that realm of you're about to take that next step, how to help you in that. But he also coached Marquise Goodwin and Robert Woods during their rookie seasons as well. And we saw the careers that they've been able to blossom into from that too. So when I think of those younger players, your Chase Claypools, your Deontay Johnsons, your James Washingtons, you got to be excited because this guy has a proven track record. You talked about with Terry. these guys have all been able to produce and all been able to grow under him. And from personal experiences with them, I mean, he's one of those coaches that you're going to relate to, that you're going to feel good talking with. It's not the father figure. It's more big brother type. So, I mean, in that, and not like government big brother type. I know you feel sometimes about that, but just like that older brother that you can really confide in, who's been through some things, experienced success and failures, and that you can just overall trust, and you're going to like to be around him. You're going to like coming to work and being in his room. So, man, I'm excited about these receivers this year, man.
No, I am too. I was interested to hear what you thought of that, because it is definitely a bold headline that's just thrown out there.
It is, absolutely.
Which, yeah, initially I saw that and was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we know how everything's going with this offseason, and just our concerns with the rookies and what they're going to be able to do right off the bat here. For him to say that, it was just like, whoa, is Claypool this good? Like, are we missing something? But
he's only seen him in walkthroughs, but he's crowning them now.
But then he also brought up something like, you can't teach this size and speed and all that type of stuff. So hey, he's high on him. So he's building the hype train up. So
he definitely is.
I'm not really opposed to it.
I'm excited, man. Like I said, I think the receivers are definitely going to have a huge bounce back season. Obviously, with Ben coming back, that's going to play a major role in that. But I just think overall it's a good situation. You remember last year, on top of them losing their quarterback, they lost their position coach in training camp.
Yeah.
Remember that? So it was a lot of variables that played into the receivers' performance as a whole. So I think, man, having a guy like Ike, who's actually going to be a lot closer to them in age. I mean, Ike is, 42, I think? Yeah, 42. He's 10 years older than me. 42, 43 age group. I mean, dude, I think this is going to be just a great situation for all of those guys throughout this season. So definitely a bounce back year for all those guys, man. I'm excited, bro.
I agree with you.
Game, you're gonna be winning quite a few of them.
If you live by high scoring, all you gotta do is get cold a couple times and it gets bad. Those bats get cold, you're in a bad spot. I would just so happen to be at West Virginia at the exact same time as the Beeline basketball team that was making runs in the March Madness. We had Pitt Snoggle pulling up from half court. We had Gansey. We had the younger Beeline. That squad, Joe Alexander, that squad would just pull up from anywhere. And when they were hot, we made to the Elite Eight at one point. And West Virginia was insane in Morgantown, obviously. Absolutely insanity. But they got cold. It was over. Lost. It feels like in basketball, the same type of thing happens. I would assume in baseball, your bats get cold if you're a hot bat team, and that's all you rely on. You're kind of screwed.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, if you don't have good pitching and you have guys that are getting into slumps, that they will be screwed, especially in that division that has very good starting pitching.
I'm going to stay warm, just in case they need a replacement player.
Smart.
Every time I get in the batter's box professionally, I make contact. All I got to do is get a little power behind it. Maybe we score some runs. Dwayne Haskins tweeted this morning, people really wake up hating. And I assume that is about the practice film that we saw of Alex Smith taking a drop back, a little crossing route with a completion for Alex Smith and a miss by Dwayne Haskins. And we, didn't say that didn't look bad, because it obviously did, but it's practice, it's warm-ups. Who knows what Dwayne Haskins was working on there? That's why you have to take all these clips from training camp and these practice clips with a grain of salt, because you have no clue what's going on. What if Dwayne Haskins, like AJ said, was working on a new release? What if he was trying to maybe get a quicker release somehow, or maybe a different throw, and it just so happened to go high? And now, are people trying to shun him into not trying to expand his game? Are people trying to tell him not to work on things? No. I think Dwayne Haskins showed last year that he could be a great quarterback in the league. I think it's mostly in between the ears as opposed to the arm talent that he has to figure out, which is all quarterbacks. And I think Alex Smith getting back out there is obviously great for him. I think that would be good film study. But now they also have to deal with the Ron Rivera lymph node thing. I mean, there's a lot to go on in that Washington football team. Excited to see how they handle it. To join us now is a man who's been around the NFL for his entire life. Very, very, very Italian man. Friend of the show, ladies and gentlemen, Michael Lombardi.
Yeah, Lombardi! Congratulations on the wedding and the honeymoon. And I just want to know who's eating at that table over there. I mean, that looks like that looks like the longest dining table I've ever seen. Are we having any meals over there?
We had a team dinner 2 nights ago, I believe. There was a team dinner over here. Everybody was sitting down. We could not take up all of the seats, obviously. But boy, when you walk into a drug lord mansion like this and you see that table, you can't help but be excited about what has happened in this room before, I'd assume.
I love it. Have you found the secret tunnels yet?
Nah, well, There is a couple walls that have fallen down, and there's so there has been some things that have happened, but we have not found any hidden money or secret tunnels yet. We will dive in shortly. Let's dive into the NFL with training camp right now. We can start right now with Dwayne Haskins, Alex Smith, Ron Rivera, new team name. I mean, there's a lot of distraction potential, adversity potential, but also with this Ron Rivera thing, he's loved by his players. This could bring them together. What are your thoughts on the entire situation in Washington?
Well, I mean, there's a lot going on there, right? There's a lot on that bone. I mean, you're dealing with the front office, the hiring, the change of the name, the whole culture from last year. And I think what Dwayne Haskins told you before I jumped on, there's a lot of hate on Twitter. I mean, look, they're just he's trying to get better every day, and we got to give him the opportunity to get better. Everybody's an expert with a keyboard, as opposed to just out there doing it. So I think Rivera's got his challenges ahead of him. There's no doubt. They got to fix the offensive line. They got rid of the running back that they were counting on in Geis for good reasons. And they have an older running back, Peterson, who's got to come through for them along with Bryce Love. So a lot of question marks. I admire Alex Smith for coming back. I don't know if he's 100%. I don't see him push off that knee like I hope he could. But I think it's a remarkable comeback by Alex.
I think so, too, and I think he'll be good for Dwayne. I think if you listen to Patrick Mahomes talk about what Alex Smith was and meant to him, I assume Alex will do the same thing with Dwayne Haskins. And all the while, by the way, Ron Rivera has to beat lymph node cancer while doing it. I mean, there is a litany of things over there to watch with the Washington football team. Also, a litany of things to watch with the New England Patriots. I know that you know people within the New England Patriots. You were there for a long time. I believe your son coaches there. Videos have come out of Cam Newton at practice being Cam Newton, which nobody thought was going to be able to happen with Bill Belichick. Now there's a report of Stidham battling through a leg injury and probably sitting out a little bit. What are you hearing from Patriots camp about Cam Newton, about Bill Belichick, about that team as a whole?
I think they're coming together pretty well. I think Cam's personality has been infectious, and I think that the team has gravitated towards him. I think that was always the concern if you were Chicago or Jacksonville and you didn't want to upset the incumbent quarterback, Denver. So I think Cam has that unique ability to unify the locker room. I think they're all learning through and struggling through the offense as everybody is. I think anybody who judges anything today in practice in the National Football League is making a huge mistake because it's a lot of on-the-field training. They're trying to condense a lot of things in one section. So, I hear Cam's working his tail off. He's running. He's making mistakes, which are the best thing you can do. Is learn from your mistakes. I think Stidham, once he gets healthy, he'll get back out there. Brian Hoyer has been somewhat consistent. So I think pretty much everybody's content in New England in terms of where they're going. They're nowhere near where they need to be, but this is just the part of the process.
I love hearing stats on how people are doing in the first 3 days of practice, especially on the offensive side, because the offense, they have no idea where each other are going to be. They don't know anything. And normally, we got two defenders sitting here on the couch. Normally, the defense win early because it's see ball, get ball, and then you don't even really see either side of the team until a few weeks in. That's why the no preseason game is going to be so interesting because you're not really going to get a chance to see your team take on another team until later. Let's talk about a new team that is really picked up the conversation piece here, and that's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We are seeing the videos of Tom's arm being a live arm, which was the big question in Bruce Arians' offense. We're seeing Gronk make big-time catches. Bruce Arians says he looks like he was 5 to 6 years ago. His back is healed. He feels like he loves the game again. He's taking big shots in practice, which we don't know if he asked for those or not. That's a wild thing to happen. What are you thinking about Tom, the Buccaneers, how Gronk's doing, and most importantly, how Tom's looking?
Well, I think Tom, look, it never was about arm strength with Tom. I thought Tom's arm strength last year was really good. I think that's the easy thing to see with Tom. I mean, Peyton at the end of his career, you felt like the neck was really debilitating the arm. You knew he didn't have enough on the ball. He knew it, which is why he walked away. I don't think that's the case with Tom. Tom always had a strong arm. I think it's going to be interesting to see how well he accurately throws the ball down the field. And knowing Tom, he'll work hard at it. And I think the Bucs, the only thing about the Bucs that is going to be interesting to evaluate is how teams are going to play them so much differently than they did last year. Last year, they were waiting for the Bucs to make mistakes. This year, teams are going to have to be aggressive. They're going to have to take advantage of some of the liabilities their defense shows. Can Shaq Barrett get all those sacks again? Can they rush the passer? Can Ndamukong Suh contribute like he did last year? I think those are the questions. The skill players are going to be great. Evans, Gronk, O.J. Howard, Cameron Braid, all these guys that they have that can make plays. I think they're going to be really good. I think the question is how teams play them is what Bruce needs to figure out, because they're going to play them a lot differently.
LaShawn McCoy as well. LaShawn McCoy comes from the Kansas City Chiefs as a former GM and a man who has been a part of that entire process of building a roster. Do you just watch the Kansas City Chiefs put all these contracts together and say, how the hell are they managing to do this? Or are you watching it going, that's great work with the cap over there?
Oh, I think it's great work. I think they have a team that's mentally tough, Pat. I think they have an unselfish team. I think what Mahomes did with his contract was basically allow Chris Jones to get his contract done, which was really nice. And then obviously they took care of Kelsey. I think it's really important that this era of football is you've got to recognize the players that are doing what they do for you. And even if they have a contract, you're going to have to do something about it. Melvin Ingram, for example. I mean, Tom Telesco out at the Chargers. Melvin Ingram's a really good player. And Melvin Ingram's on the last year of his deal. He's sitting out of practice. You're going to have to do something about his contract. This idea of you signed it, you got to play for it, I don't think that works. That tears your locker room up. And I think that's where you have to be as a cap guy. You have to set your cap around your best player. If you, like Jacksonville, if you start bringing players in and paying them more than the guys that are already there, it becomes a problem. And so the locker room becomes really upset. Like, how do I get money here? Do I have to go somewhere else to get paid? And I think that's what the Chiefs have done a great job. They've paid their own before they paid someone else.
Hey, Chris Ballard talked about that very, very heavily whenever he had like $100 million in cap space. And I was like, who are you bringing in? Are you going to pay anybody? He was like, I want people to know that if you play well here, you're going to get rewarded. Like he said, I want people to know that if you play well, you will get a big payday and you don't have to go somewhere else. And I that was very interesting for me to hear that was his main mission, because he was very patient with his money and everybody was coming after him. They're like, why don't you sign this guy? Why don't you sign this guy? Even me, I was like, this guy's on the market. You have the money to get him. He's like, I want our team to know that if you work hard here and you play well, you will get rewarded. I'm like, that's that's good culture. That's a way to build a good culture right there.
It's the only way to build culture. And what happens is every contract you sign, there's a residual effect of that contract. That contract represents what you will tolerate. It's why the Patriots, they have a ton of cap room now because of Hightower opting out, because of Chung opting out, because of Cannon opting out. They can't bring a guy in that's going to offend Cam Newton, because they're recognizing what Cam Newton has done, what his contract is. So they have to be very careful about what they do, or else Cam's saying, well, man, you just cheated me out of money, man. Like, why is that? I understand that. You as an executive, you've got to understand that. You can't always see it through your eyes. Remember, this ain't fantasy football. That's a locker room, and you got to keep the locker room intact. Ballard's right.
Mike, AJ Hawk here. You talked about Melvin Ingram and his hold in as opposed to a hold out. Do you think it works for him? And if it does, like, are we going to see more players do this?
I talked about it on my pod. I don't know. If I was Tom Telesco, I would rather have him hold out than hold in. I may not fine him for holding out. I may just say, hey, look, dude, just stay away. We'll figure this out. But, you're holding in. It sends a bad message to these other guys who are working their tails off. How do I tolerate you not working and somebody else? So for me, I would have rather had him not been there. But you've got to do something about this. I mean, he's a really good player. Bosa's gotten paid. You're going to have to do something with these players. You've got a ton of cap room, moving into a new stadium. I think you got to do something. I would have never, as a general manager, I would have never tolerated the hold in. I would have rather had them hold out and made a deal with them on the fine money.
Okay, so the new CBA, though, the Chargers can't take any money from him as long as he's there. Now, I get like, so the new CBA has kind of changed the way holdouts will look in the future, and I would assume that players and agents, whenever that CBA was signed with the hold-in possibility, they knew that the hold-in was a chance, I guess. But, man, that's a very weird thing, because when you're holding out, classic holdout before the CBA where guys wouldn't come, everybody in the locker room understood it. It was like, hey, that guy's trying to do his business. Like, that guy's got to do his business. That guy's got to do his thing. You do whatever. When you get here, we'll catch you up. When the person's there, and that'd be a very weird thing to be like, hey, man, I'm dying here. I just got 45 reps. Do you think maybe you take one? I mean, maybe. And he's
Pat, it's why Parcells used to always bring the whole team out. Like, if you were hurt, right, and you had to do some form of rehab. Obviously, if you were in a hospital, that wasn't. But Parcells, Belichick, those guys, everybody came out to practice. And then you worked on the other side of the field, so the players knew that you were doing your work as they're doing their work, and being not healthy is an excuse to get out of work, unless obviously medically you get clear. But whatever you can do medically, whether it's ride a bicycle, whether it's, put your hands in a bunch of foam rubber and just start working on your wrist strength, whatever it is, you were going to do it, because that message needs to show the other players. I think you can't alienate the locker room that way.
Man, that's incredible to hear, especially out of the Patriots organization, because you would think that that's the type of stuff they don't think about. It's robotic. We do this, we do this, we do this. But the thought that there's actually attention to detail and maintaining your locker room in a good fashion leads back to our point from earlier, which is like camaraderie and a team liking each other is massive and crucial to the team's success. I mean, that is just crucial to the team's success. It never gets talked about. How is that something you can judge? How do you know if you're bringing somebody in that's good for your culture?
I've never seen a good team that didn't like each other. I've never seen a championship team that didn't collectively work together. I've never seen it in my 35-year career. I mean, look, I'm a huge 76er fan, and I watch the Sixers play, and they play like they don't like one another. And to me, everybody talks about what's the issues. So the issues are they really don't play with this. They don't play as brothers. They play as individuals, and that's a challenge. And some of the great teams in our league, the Houston Oilers, were probably one of the greatest franchise teams. They had more collection of talent than anybody. They never won. They got to the conference final, the divisional final against Buffalo, and they lost that lead. That roster was littered with great players, but they never played like a team. They never liked one another. There was always dissension in their locker room. This just doesn't work.
And I feel like you can tell if a team has a bunch of talent and they're not winning, there's a good chance that team in the locker room is not as tight as you would think. I think that's before we let you go here, and I can't thank you enough for your time. Every time I talk to you, I enjoy the hell out of it. Great photos in the back. You got some books back there. You really upped your backdrop game, which I can respect.
This is my other office. This is like my office downtown in my little beach town that I come down to do the VEASAN show. So I'm here. So it works. I got Jerry Rice over there on the wall.
Hey, the MVP of tailgating right there, that guy.
Yeah, the first player I ever drafted in my NFL career, so I got him up on the wall. I got Cleveland Stadium over here.
What a flex!
So, yeah, this is a little tribute to some of the great moments in my career.
Hey, so the first draft you were ever a part of, you guys drafted Jerry Rice. That has to feel pretty good.
I was the first draft I ever did. I was in my hotel room in the Houston Marriott, right near the Astrodome, and Coach Walsh called me up to the room and said he was watching TV on this large TV with just a little screen in the middle of it, and said, "Hey, get me every tape you can on Jerry Rice." And I did, and 6 months later, we were trying to trade up to get Eddie Brown, and we settled on Jerry Rice, and that was the first pick of my NFL career.
He's terrible on a microphone, but boy, on a football field, he is next level out there. What a great guy, I'd assume.
Dwight Clark had the greatest line. After the first practice, Dwight Clark came off the field and said, "That dude is smooth and going to be rich."
And he is and was. Let's talk before we let you go, and I can't thank you enough. You got God on the internet the other day. This is something that happens to all of us that are on the internet. I mean, this is a fake tweet, can get the best of them. It's got me before.
I'm such an idiot.
No. But I said this as soon as the group, by the way, there was a spike in group text conversation about Michael Lombardi as soon as this happened. By the way, the boys are like, "Oh no, they got Mike. They got Mike. They got Mike. Oh no." And I said this was my immediate answer to that is, you're normally pretty plugged in to when somebody's probably getting moved. So that means you were probably expecting Ngakoue to potentially get moved. So whenever you saw that, you lit up. You're like, okay, he is moving. Is that how that happened? I was making an excuse.
That's how it happened. So let me give you the whole background. So I got a tip from a general manager in the league before I sent out the first tweet. And I can read you the tweet. He said he expected it to happen today or tomorrow, but they weren't involved. And so then I talked to another GM, and they said, "Yeah, I think it's going to happen fairly quickly." And then when I saw the thing, and I saw the kid had Schefter's whole thing, I didn't even look for the blue mark.
You gotta,
and it got me, and I'm an idiot, and so I know, but. Look, then I sent out my tweet. Now, I just wrote a column today for The Athletic about it. So apparently, this is a little like scuttlebutt. Apparently, my man David Blaine Caldwell, I call him David Blaine Caldwell because he's a magician. I mean, really, the GM of the Jaguars has been able to endure 7 years of a lot of losing down there and keep his job. So he was very upset with my tweet. In fact, he called the team to complain, thinking they leaked it to me when they really didn't. It was somebody else that leaked it to me. So Inagwe is going to get traded. It's just a question of when. I don't know where. I've never pretended to know where, but I know he's getting traded, and it was going to happen the other day. I think it'll happen over the weekend.
Okay, well, Mr. Lombardi, I appreciate you being plugged in. The internet gets everybody. You just got to get more than you got, though. Ladies and gentlemen, former GM legend, Michael Lombardi.
Yeah, Lombardi! Appreciate it. Okay, how long's the honeymoon going for?
Hey, don't you worry about that, all right?
I got it. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, you got it. Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Lombardi, we got to wrap up hour 2 here on the Pat McAfee Show. We'll get to a break. We'll see you on the other side. It is Friday, August 21st.
Hi, how's it going? My name's Pat McAfee. Used to hold balls for Adam Vinatieri. Now I'm in his home state. College game day is absolutely electric. And Brookings,
College game day has made the voyage to Brookings, South Dakota to experience a game with the best fans in college football. I unfortunately cannot attend because I have a game this Sunday, so I sent a man I trust to make my picks. A man who was my holder for almost a decade. Please be nice to him. Welcome this week's celebrity guest picker, Pat McAfee.
Go big, go blue, go Jacks.
Hosting Auburn. Yes, everybody saw this. The best fake punt in the world. What do you think, Pat?
I absolutely loved it all the way up until execution time. That is not what we like to show in the brand headquarters and punting and kicking world.
Oh, dance off. Oh, let's get weird. Yes. Duck that, huh?
Bang! Right off the top of the dome. That makes it a lot easier when you got a dummy standing right in front of you like that.
Running. He's Daniel Russo.
Wax on, wax off, knee to the face.
Yes. Serious.
Go,
yes.
Yes.
I've got to tell you, I've been racking my brain, hoping to find a way out. I've had enough of this continual rain. A change is coming, no doubt. It's been a too long time with no peace of mind, and I'm ready for the times to get better. It's a too long time with no peace of mind, and I'm ready for the times to get better. You seem to want from me what I cannot give. I feel so lonesome sometimes. I had a dream that I was trying to live. It's burning holes in my mind. In a too long time with no peace of mind, and I'm ready for the times to get better. Yes, a too long time with no peace of mind, and I'm ready for the times to get better. It's been a too long time with no peace of mind, and I'm ready for the times to get better. It's a too long time with no peace of mind, and I'm ready for the times to get better. Hang in there, everybody. The times are gonna get better. Well, I'm standing all alone by the river of my home, thinking about the days I left behind. All the years I rode, not a nickel can I show, and the river hills tease my worried mind. Well, the river all night, oh, the river runs all day. I can't run no more 'cause I'm here to stay. I've had a life of trouble and I've lived a life of pain. I said,